Hello there! The M Cosmetics So Soft collection of blush sticks and multi-use bronzers and contours are a treat for creamy makeup lovers. I'll be talking through this suitably titled soft formula of 6 blushes: Baby, Lychee, Pearl Tea, Venetian Rose, Bitten, and Passion. There are also 4 Multi Faceplay bronzing/contouring shades. I have Terra here. M Cosmetics is a cruelty-free brand from LA founded by Michelle Phan, only available on their own website with shipping to a number of countries including Australia, but sadly not the UK or Europe yet. I'm a big blush stick person, so I had very high expectations. I filmed a couple of reviews of their iconic Colour Drop Serum Blush DEWY formula before, so there's a comparison coming up at the end, and I recently reviewed their new Cosmic Pearl metallic eyeshadow range too. The So Soft blushes are described as a soft, blendable cream blush stick with a luxurious texture that applies seamlessly, creating a youthful and healthy complexion with a satin, skin-like finish. Sounds pretty good, doesn't it? I like the tagline, "Soft like a cloud, blends like a dream" too. The formula is the same across the blushes and the Multi Faceplay shades. It's made with what's called Satin Cloud Complex, a blend of rich powders and emollients that create a luxurious, air-whipped mousse-like texture, as well as some skincare ingredients, squalene and vitamin E. The airy, mousse-like texture is quite unique for a blush stick. You can find whipped blushes in pots like NARS Air Matte Blush or Shiseido Whipped Powder Blush. Even in tubes, Lisa Eldridge's enlivening blushes feel quite airy, but I haven't really seen this texture in a stick before. Another feature is how pigmented these are, but how easy they are to blend. I wouldn't expect something this pigmented to sheer out so seamlessly, but the moussey texture means they turn into a wonderful wash of colour. Even if you think, whoa, too much initially, the colour softens and blurs so nicely, so they're a very friendly pigmented product. I also find the colour lasts a lot longer than usual for a cream blush. They seem to wear more like a cream to powder formula. The satin, skin-like finish is lovely. Every time I apply it, it just brightens up the cheeks, looks so healthy. People ask what blush you have on. Interestingly, these do have incredibly fine shimmer. So fine, I hadn't even noticed it until I read it in other reviews, and I'm normally pretty shimmer sensitive with cheek products. But this is not obvious shimmer. The effect is just a soft, slightly radiant, subtle glow. The sticks are nice and compact, about the same width as Nude Sticks Nudies, but a bit shorter like Westman Atelier Baby Cheeks. There are 3 softer tones and 3 deeper, more vibrant shades, modelled on different skin tones on their website. Baby is called a pale pink. Wait until you see how satisfying these are to swatch. I've shared hundreds, maybe thousands of swatches in the past 4 years, but these might be my new favourites to swipe on. They just glide on the skin. I wouldn't call Baby a pale pink though, it sort of pops like a rose pink. Lychee is described as a warm melon. It's named after the tropical fruit with a bright coral skin, but this version is softer, like juicy summer peach skin. Hello fellow peachy blush people. Jamie Page applied this as a soft pop of coral on the apples of her cheeks. It instantly perks up the face. Pearl Tea is called a brownish nude. I wasn't sure if this would be too warm on my fair, cool-toned skin, but I actually really like this soft tan shade, particularly in a monochrome look on cheeks and eyes. All of these work nicely on the eyes, but this is a favourite, and so is the next shade. Venetian Rose is the brand's famous vintage rose. I love this shade family. It's sort of been my blush mood for most of the year. I've worn a lot of Danessa Myricks Vision Flush Bread and Butter, Lisa Eldridge's Enlivening Blush Pink Soap, so it's nice to have a new stick in this antique rose sort of range. Bitten is called a rich berry. Sometimes dark shades can be a bit less even than creamy pastels, but that's not the case here. This colour has some rosiness to it, almost like Venetian Rose's much deeper cousin, rather than being a really purple berry. A cold, winter wind kind of flush when you sheer it out. Passion is described as a vibrant orange red. This is fantastically fiery, a rusty, burnt orange that looks fairly red in the stick, but orange dominates as it sheers out. Jamie Page applied this one higher along her cheekbones like I do, combining it with Lychee to look like a sunset. Stunning. The brand says to apply these straight onto your cheeks and blend with fingertips, a sponge or brush for a sheer result like this. Given these are so pigmented, I tend to do 2 small dots or dashes on each cheek and quickly blend with my middle and ring fingers in short swiping motions. You could also swirl your fingertips or a brush on top of the stick instead. The So Soft blushes have an identical twin called Multi Faceplay for bronzing or contouring in the same moussey, satiny soft formula that blends beautifully. Multi Faceplay comes in 4 shades. I've mentioned in the past that 3 to 4 shades is fairly common in bronzer shade ranges, but isn't inclusive. It is worth noting that the 2 darkest So Soft shades are much darker than a 4 bronzer range often goes. They're not just 4 different tones of tan. I was sent the shade Terra, a milk chocolate with neutral to slightly cool undertones for fair to tan skin. In a strong swatch, it's a cool chocolate, but when you shear it out, there's a touch of warmth, so it can be a very subtle bronzer on my skin too. Contours are normally much cooler for sculpting and accentuating natural shadows, while bronzer is warm to warm up the face, so it can be tricky when brands combine both products in one shade range, but this particular colour seems to strike a nice balance between the two on me. I was tempted to pick up Summer, the warmer toasted caramel, because I like this texture so much, but I've been playing with the Brownie Nude Blush Pearl Tea as a bronzer instead. As I mentioned, the blushes and bronzers are exactly the same formula, so they layer and combine nicely. Same formula means the same pigmentation, so to get a softly sculpted look, I don't do big dots like blush. I always draw thin lines with stick bronzers, so you don't start with too much, blending with my fingertips or a dense brush. Let's take a look at the 2 existing M Cosmetics blush formulas and compare colour stories. Starting with the iconic ColourDrop Serum Blush. I've shared previous in-depth reviews on this formula, but in short, this lightweight liquid has a stunning smooth serum texture with an incredibly dewy, glowy finish. No shimmer, just a super hydrated sheen on the skin. This formula has some similar skincare ingredients to So Soft, squalene and vitamin E, plus Sacha Inchi oil and hyaluronic acid. You press the top of the dropper to pick up product, but the mechanism can be stiff sometimes, so swiping a blush stick on is certainly much easier. Looking at some So Soft and ColourDrop's shade groups, Baby is much brighter than Rose Milk, one of my favourites, a soft blush pink that looks a bit warm here, and Pink Nectar, a bright watermelon. Lychee is closest to Rose Milk, suddenly looking much warmer and peachier in this comparison, while Peachy Peach is a tangy orange. Venetian Rose has an exact match, very similar sheared out, but built up, ColourDrops looks a tiny bit warmer than the more berry So Soft stick. Bitten has a fairly close ColourDrops berry relative in Soft Amethyst, described as a rose berry for a rich, deep flush. Then there's Passion with Sunset Sky, a deep, summery orange that's almost coral here because Passion is so toasty, then the classic red Cherry Splash. Powder blushes are a pretty rare sight on my channel, but I have been getting into some formulas this year, including this Heaven's Glow Radiant Veil blush. This powder is meant to diffuse and blur your skin with a soft sheen and glow. It contains pearl pigments to create subtle luminosity, but in direct sunlight I do notice quite a bit of shimmer. The powder feels light and smooth, blends nicely for a fresh pop of colour that lasts and looks skin-like, and they apply well as eyeshadow too. Looking at Heaven's Glow and So Soft, Magic Hour, a warm peachy pink with gold pearl, is a very gentle member of a peachy colour family with So Soft Lychee and Baby. Faded Clementine, the golden bronzed tangerine powder, fits into a hot summer sunset colour story with So Soft Passion and Pearl Tea. And Venetian Rose is the only complete colour family across all 3 blush formulas. Arranging these vintage roses from strongest to softest, So Soft can be the most intense, then ColourDrop Serum, then Heaven's Glow powder, but they all sheer out to look very similar. What do you think of the So Soft sticks? Venetian Rose and Lychee have been in my daily makeup bag for quite a while. Do you have enough blush sticks in your life already, or is this blurred, moussey texture talking to you? Let me know if you've already picked up a shade or 2, if any colours caught your eye here, or please share the tried and tested blush and bronzer sticks you'll be sticking to. Thanks for watching, see you next time.